Good morning. Juwan Sankofa here. It's September 26th. This year is moving right along. I want to talk about this morning is control. Why do we spend so much time, energy trying to control others than focusing on ourselves? Control is a serious thing. And some people, we may think, oh, I'm not trying to control anybody. But what are arguments about? Arguments is just a simple way of trying to control people. You're trying to bring them to your way of thinking. And why is your way of thinking so important? Fights, physical fights. People get in fights, right? Again, getting angry at another person for not doing what we want them to do. You know, so we spend a lot of time doing that in this life. I think it's it's not easy, but I think it's a path of we deflect, right? It's easier for us to, criticize and try to control other people, you know, which we can't do, but it's definitely hard to do the work on yourself, to focus on yourself and do that work and try to realize that, hey, the control I seek is them is actually the control that I seek in myself, right? So, what can we control? Ourselves, right? We can control what we allow into our minds, right? We can control all the information that's coming in. It's a hard process, but we can do it, right? We can control what we eat, you know. People always, talking about diets and want to improve their health, but hey, you have control over that. Put some energy into that. Also, a big thing we can control is just being good people, being kind to each other. We can control that. That would go a long way in this world if we focus on that. Just trying to control how we interact with each other. Having more empathy for other people. But there is a war out there, as I say, and there are people who want us to continue fighting each other, and they're trying to control us, and they're doing a pretty good job at this point, right? And that control they have in us, we internalize that, and in turn, we try to control others. We try to bring them to our side. We have these insecurities. And these are the things that I see that we should be working on, you know, knocking down, breaking down these insecurities where we can accept people as they are, right? We can accept them as they are. If the person's not doing harm, leave them alone. There's no need to bring them around to our view as if our view is the best view. you know, the way I think is so correct and the way they think is so wrong. We really need to look at that. That's a flaw, our human flaw we have. What's good for us is good for everybody else, right? So what do you think, guys? What do you think? What do you think? Are we going to spend our time trying to control others, or are we going to start working on ourselves? Because the world needs people who are working on themselves, not people who are looking at others and constantly criticizing and fighting and trying to control them. Okay? Work on ourselves. Look at that person in the mirror, and that person that's looking back at you, that's the one we need to be trying to control. That's the one we need to be working on. Have a great day.